Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Friday Five. And today we're going to go ahead and talk about a very important topic. It's the topic of humility. See, yesterday, like many Americans, I was watching the NFL draft. The NFL draft is this moment of achievement, this moment of kind of reaching that dream come true for many people. All right. And so this is all the work that people have put in for years and years and years, and they finally been drafted. And so yesterday was the first round of the draft. And so generally on the first round, we see the best college prospects get drafted on that day. And so when you watch these, one of the coolest parts about the draft is you often get these kind of feel good stories that come with them. And you begin to see who's kind of the ones who are humble, who are kind of arrogant. You really get to see who some of these characters are. And one thing really stood out yesterday from yesterday's NFL draft. There's a young man. He went to the Miami Dolphins. His name's Tua Tagovailoa. And Tua is a very successful college quarterback. And perhaps maybe one of, if not the best quarterback that comes from this draft class this year. And so what stood out to me is that when he was interviewed by ESPN soon after, he stopped the interview before it even started. And he said, "Before we begin this interview, I just have to say one thing. All glory be to God." All right. Now, at this moment, he could have said anything he wanted. All right. All the emotions, all the things, but there was something in his head that brought him back to humble himself before God, before this interview even began. And so we see right here, this is an act of humility, but there's many ways that we can be humble in our society. And so let's go ahead and look at Philippians 2. And this shows us that Jesus was our model for humility. So if there was any encouragement in Christ, any comfort from love, any participation in the Spirit, any affliction and any sympathy, complete my joy by being of the same, having the same love, being in full accord of one mind. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. And so I want to stop right there. We got to ask ourselves, when was the last time we looked at somebody more significant than ourselves? See, we live in a nation right now where really people are looking out for themselves. All right? Selfism is a huge issue that plagues our society. So many people are looking out for themselves and not for others. And in this season right now that we're in COVID-19, we can see an outpouring of people who are very much concerned about other people. All right, we can see that even at our own local church level with the feeding process. When was the last time you thought genuinely about someone else on a significant level? We got to ask ourselves that, because Christ, his whole mentality on earth was this mission that he had. He left his throne, he left so that he could take the level of a servant to redeem us. But let's continue in this verse right here. It tells us, "Let each of you look not only to your own interest, but the interest of others. Have this mind among yourselves, which is yours in Christ Jesus, who, though he was in the form of God, did not count equality with God as being grasped, but emptied himself by taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of men." Again, we begin to see this humility here. All right? Jesus could have come in many forms, but he chose to make himself one of us, to dwell among us, to show this as an expression of his love for us. He humbled himself to us. Our King humbled himself to our levels, and we should really look at this model here. We should look at this kind of ferocious humility that Jesus Christ displayed. And we have an opportunity to go out and display humility at many moments in our lives. Whether it's through our actions, through the words we say, whether it's through serving the community at large, whether it's through these different deeds. One mark of a true Christian is that they are humble enough to realize that we have to be little in the sight of a very big God. Thanks for watching. Hope to see y'all soon.